Hello, hello, everybody. Welcome back to day 2. I am really excited to be here with you guys. Just opening up the waiting room here that we've got going on. Hey, Kyle, welcome. Rachel and Tara and Hannah, so glad to see you. Yay. Really excited to be here with you guys. Just open. Facebook always does that. Why does Facebook? All righty. So Kyle, Tara, can you still hear me? Okay. Kyle, can you double check for me and just make sure that we're live on Facebook? I am unsure if we are actually live because it looks like it just cut out. Okay, we are. Yay! Awesome. What happened, everybody? Oh, there's Rachel. There's Tanya. Cool. Not sure what happened. It just kind of, okay, cool. Thank you so much, Kyle. Welcome back, everybody. Those of you that are in Facebook, welcome. I'm really glad that you're here. Just a quick recap that you can grab your workbook at the link that we have, your registration page. So if you are just joining me and you are like, hey, what's Chris doing? I didn't even know she had a free event going on. No problem. Go to the very top of the Facebook page. Notice where the photo is. It says Abundance Anti-Hustle Bootcamp. Click on that photo and it will take you to the link so that you can register and get 2 things. You're going to get your Abundance Bingo board so that you can fill out your bingo board and enter to win $500 cash, no strings attached. And you're also going to get your workbook. So the workbook will allow you to follow along with what it is that I'm teaching. And Kyle is also going to put in the chat that if somehow you haven't gotten your workbook or maybe the emails are landing someplace, check the chat and you can click on that. So welcome back to day 2. Yesterday was so fun, so amazing. Like energetic alignment is absolutely where we get to start. And today we're going to be diving into the next piece in order for us to create our 6-figure wellness blueprint, which is really understanding and knowing who it is that we're actually serving. Because if we don't know who it is that we're serving, and if we don't know what it is that they desire, then it's going to be really hard for us to create any programs, any content, any structure around how you are going to be visible with a heart-centered marketing process, as well as a heart-centered sales process. So we have to dive in here. And this is so much more than just niching down. Like, this isn't about what niche are we going to pick that makes the most money. This is going to be about you really understanding who it is that you most want to serve. So we are going to be on page 14 of, can't believe that's already page 14. I'm really on day 2. It's going to be on page 14 of your workbook. So you can go ahead and pop in there and take a look at the workbook. And we're going to start with, again, who it is that you want to serve. So this is really important because your audiences can be very general, even within a niche, right? So say you want to work with women entrepreneurs. Is a niche, right? Women entrepreneurs is a niche, and yet it's a very general niche because you can work with women entrepreneurs on multiple things, right? It's not just about working with women entrepreneurs to help them make more money. Maybe you are a coach that wants to really help women entrepreneurs dive into self-care so that they're not burning out. Maybe you want to help them with their time and their energy, right? Maybe you want to help women entrepreneurs that are also moms that want to get a better handle and feeling more harmonious in their business so that they can show up and be a present mom when they're at home and be a present business owner when they're in work, right? So there are multiple ideal clients that could fit within a niche. And so this is where we want to get really clear around who is that person for you and how is it that you can help them in a way that lights you up. So if you remember yesterday when we talked about energetic alignment, it has to come from a place of, I am so darn excited. It feels good to me. So again, this is not about picking the right niche or the right ideal client. This is about tuning into how is it that you most want to serve your ideal client. What does that look like? What does that feel like to you? So I want you to take a few minutes and just kind of check in and just ask yourself, based on what it is that you love to do, based on what it is that you love to do, who would be the best fit for that? If it's a woman, amazing. Let's get even more specific. And I want you to think about one main ideal client, not 10, one. What is one main ideal client? So tell me about this person. Who is it that you serve? If she's a woman, tell me, is she a woman who wants what? She wants to have an experience of what? What is it that she's struggling with? So let's take a look at what is it that her pain point is. I'd like to think of this as Pain Island. Where is she right now, and what is she struggling with? Because this is going to be the basis of how you are messaging and speaking into attracting your most ideal client. So who is she? And tell me a little bit more about her or him. Okay, so again, if she's a woman, amazing. Is she a stay-at-home mom? Is she a retired mom? Is she an entrepreneur? Is she an entrepreneur? Does she, want to learn something specific? Like, let's get as clear and as specific as possible. And one of the things that I actually recommend that my clients do when they're thinking about one ideal client is to even like make a vision board about who your ideal client is, and like keep a picture of them on your desk, so that when you are speaking, when you're creating, when you're thinking about them, like you could see, yeah, if I work with moms, I'm going to have a picture of a mom with, babies. And if I am also, helping her in her business, then maybe I have a picture of, a woman sitting at a desk. And maybe she also wants to have more harmony. So for her, another picture of a woman who is meditating or doing yoga. Right? So let's get really, really specific about who she is and what is it that she wants. So what would it look like for her on Pleasure Island? And what does it look like for her right now on Pain Island? And I want to share with you that most of our people are going to fit into some very, very specific motivators. Very, very specific motivators. So people will want to hear how you can help them either increase their health, have more comfort, do things with less effort. So I like to say more simplicity, make more money. There's actually a whole list that I have of like 10 different motivators. And so if you're in business to help people make more money, there's going to be some specific motivators that work the best for those people. If you're in health and wellness, there's going to be some specific motivators there. So if you want that handout, let me know. I'm happy to share it with you. You can just type yes in the chat for me. And that way I'll be able, okay, good. So Helen wants it. Tanya wants it. Yes, please. Okay, great. Everybody wants it. So maybe I'll just like tag you in the Facebook group and I'll put the file in there so that you can identify the motivators, right? So this is really important because if we don't know what motivates people, right? If we don't know what it is that they want and we're thinking about the result, your program is not a result. And yet what we end up talking about is our program, right? I'm going to help you in a 90-day program or a 6-week program or a one-on-one program. And I'm going to, help you do all of these things inside of this program. And that is not what people are looking for. People are not looking for a program. We need to stop talking about the program and talk about the program at the right and appropriate time. We want to first talk about what is the solution that she's looking for and what is the pain that that's going to help them overcome. So specifically results. And in your workbook on page 15 now, I want you to ask yourself, what is the number one result or solution that your clients want? What's the number one solution your ideal clients want? What do they want to feel? What is the experience that they want to have? And I gave you an example earlier of, the mom who is an entrepreneur. What does she want? She wants to feel a sense of peace and harmony when she's at home and when she's at work. That's a result. She doesn't want to feel like, oh my God, I've got all these things and life is here and business is here and I don't know what to do first. And I feel like when I'm at work, I am thinking about, I should be with my kids. And when I'm with my kids, I'm thinking I should be at work, right? That is that tug and pull. That is the challenge. That's what it looks like for her on Pain Island right now. She doesn't feel that she can be fully present in either way. What does she want? The solution is, let me help you manage your time so that you have this experience of being calm, peaceful, and present when you're at work, and calm, peaceful, and present when you're with your kids. So I'm just giving you an example here. You guys are all in different spaces and niches. So I want you to ask yourself, what is the number one main result that you can help your ideal client feel? And it most likely is going to come back to a feeling. If she wants to lose weight, why does she want to lose weight? Does she want to feel more confident? Does she want to feel more sexy? Does she want to feel, she wants to have some sort of feeling. So most of our results are going to be to give people a solution that they're walking away with having a specific feeling around something. Okay, if you're in the health and wellness world. It also might be that they want to avoid some sort of pain, right? So think about the frustration piece now. For example, one of the clients, when I was building my health coaching practice, one of the things that I heard my clients talking about over and over and over again was they didn't want to go on insulin. Okay, they didn't. I had one client who was like, I hate shots. I do not want to have to take insulin shots. Like that was the frustration. That was also, like, I'm a hell no for that. And I'm a yes over here. So what was he frustrated with? He was frustrated that his doctor was going to say, you have to take insulin shots. And so I was offering him a solution. The solution is you can manage your blood sugar and feel energized and healthy and happy without having to take insulin shots. Or without, and he was so darn excited. He also ended up, as a side effect, losing 15 pounds. And his doctor asked him what he was doing. He had to lower because he was lowering his cholesterol meds. Okay, so I had to understand, what is it that they were struggling with? What were they frustrated with? I don't want to do insulin, or I don't want to be on these meds, or I don't want to have this thing. What do they do? What is it that they do want? They want to have this different experience. Okay. So what is your ideal client most frustrated with? Okay. And then the other piece that when we talk about that is going to help you attract the right client is your unique brilliance. And each and every one of you have it. Welcome, Siobhan. Welcome, Sandy. Sandy, I'm so glad you're here. Yay. What do I mean by unique brilliance? We all have something really special that we do quite naturally that we might not even be aware of. And it is what is going to help you differentiate yourself as a leader in your market. And this is very different than our proprietary process or our framework. We also want to have a framework, but I'm not going to talk about that today because that's another component of the design portion that I actually teach inside of Activate Abundance. If you want help around a framework, I'm going to share with you a way that you can have help around that later on at the end of our session today. But what makes you special that is important to your clients? So think about your life and what you've done and the way that you've overcome your challenge. That is what makes you special. And it doesn't seem like a big deal to you because you just kind of do it, right? You're like, I just did the thing. Like I had to do the thing because that was my choice or that was my option. But that is going to be what resonates with your ideal client, because your ideal client is a previous version of you. I want to say that again, write this down. Your ideal client is a previous version of you. You are further down the freeway than where she is right now. You don't have to be perfect. You don't have to know all of everything. You are further down the freeway. And so your ideal client is a previous version of you. What is it that you do well that is going to make you different than somebody else? For example, Helen is here, and Helen is one of my clients. And one of the things that she does well is she has a method that is also helping people tap in energetically and aligning energetically to her diet, to her, and it's called the energetic eating method. So it's not just about having more physical energy. It's about using the energetics of alignment to help people find their natural weight without having to go on restrictive diets. That's special. right? And that's something that she's been doing for a while. And she's eating her lunch. You're welcome. You're welcome, Ellen. That's why she's not on video. No problem. Right. And, we take a look, typically, when you take a look at some things that you do well today, you're going to be able to see them as happening through your life. And I'm going to give you an example. This one was actually really hard because I'm like, I don't know. What do I do well? I don't know. What I had to ask myself is, what are some things that I really loved doing? Even when I was a kid, even when I was a young woman, like, what are some things that I love doing that didn't have anything to do with making money? It was just something that I enjoyed. It's something that I love to do. And when I look back on my life, I'm like, oh my gosh, yes, of course it makes sense that I would want to do something that is cultivating relationships and community, because that's what I have been always attracted to. So one of the stories that I share is when I was a young child, my grandmother used to take me on equal rights amendment marches. And she was a very big, feminine advocate for women can do anything. And so I remember as a young girl, probably 7, 8 years old, being in Washington, D.C. and being part of this energy of being part of something bigger and a community. And it was amazing. And I loved that. And I loved cheering, being a part of knowing that I was helping to cheer the women on. So being a part of a community that has a purpose was really important to me. And so what do I get to create today? I get to create a community of women with purpose. It started when I was younger. But when I look at all of the other things that I've done, such as when I was, pregnant with my first child, I created a community of other women who were also pregnant. And we were also doing things like we were in a food co-op together. And then when we had our babies, we were in La Leche League together. And so we would get together and we would have these like monthly meetings where we got to just connect with each other, and we would get together and have these times where we were just, connecting with families and kids. So creating community connections and relationships has always been really important to me. I am the one in my group of female friends that makes the plans to, hey guys, we haven't seen each other in a while. Let's, come and have a party at my house. Just bring a dish to share. Right? So that is something that I do well. And that is something that is also really important to me and is a core value for me too, is cultivating connections and doing it in a way that feels really good and natural and aligned, where it is an inclusive experience, where everybody feels a part of something, right? We are a part of something greater. We are experiencing, this greater purpose, whether we're, building a community garden, which I also did that as I ran a CSA garden. I also, helped at the Boy Scouts, do gardening. So I can see all these different things that I did well because I loved it. So I want you to think about, how can you merge those two things? It's something that you love. It's something that you do well. And it's also something that is going to help serve your ideal client. It's something that you love. It's something that you do well. And it's also going to be in, hey, Lainey, welcome. It's going to help you meet the need for your client. I don't know why Zoom keeps kicking people out. Okay. Those are the pieces that are the most important to get a handle on, because when we come back tomorrow, we're going to spend just a few more on this piece here. But when we create our offers, we need to have this information so that we know what it is that we are going to offer to our ideal client. And if we don't know who it is that we serve, if we don't know what their pain point is, if we don't know, and when I say pain point, this isn't like we're going to make people feel pain. This is that we just need to have an understanding of what it is that wakes them up at night. What is it that they're most frustrated with? So that we can let them know that we see them, we hear them, we care about them, and we're going to help them have this result or this solution that they want. And I really want you to also take a few moments to get specific around those solutions. Again, what is it that they want? What is a result that they want? And what is it that they'll feel when they have it? What is a result that they want? And what is it that they are going to feel when they have it? So can you guys give me a thumbs up if this is so much more in depth than just like, what niche do you want to work in? Yeah, this isn't about like, let me create my hot hook. This is about you understanding your ideal client really well so that you can absolutely know what is the experience that she's having, what is the experience that she wants, and how you can communicate with her and be visible to attract your ideal client to you. Yeah. Cool. How's this landing for you guys? Do you have any questions right now on this piece of ideal client? Tanya, Hannah, Rachel, Sandy, Siobhan, Paige. Any questions around this piece of ideal client? Hey, Siobhan.
Hi. I will say this, from the last time I was on when you did our launch, or a nurturing event, or however you call it, but I was looking at my overall ideal client, and I feel like now, I know we talked and you knew I was stepping out of my job that I had been for almost 17 years. But do you know, where I was at then of the ideal client that I kind of thought I wanted, kind of now this next segment of my life is I've gotten so much more clarity, and these things, like going over these things that you're telling me, you know, what you do well, or like serve your ideal client, to that you're going to be able to serve your ideal client, and being specific, like now has kind of shifted a little bit, and like my ideal client, because of the segment, the part of my life I'm in, like I'm taking time out for myself and making myself a priority. And so that's like my line there, because I never did it before. Like, and now it feels, oh my God, awesome. And so I'm like, it's so many women that I know that won't do that. And they like, yeah, we have to take care of our families. Mm-hmm. But like, at the same time, if you don't take care of yourself, you can't take care of your family. Yep. You know, and so I've really seen a shift in my ideal client and getting a lot more clarity on who that is. And these being specific is kind of the thing that I really want to like nail down, is like being specific about how I'm going to help that person, you know, take time, make that time for themselves.
Yeah, thank you for saying that, Siobhan. Yes, and here's what I want to share as well, is that I want you to give yourself some spaciousness to not feel like you've got to get it right now. Like, it is an evolution. Your ideal client, you're going to come back to this over and over and over again. These questions that I put in the workbook here, I come back to over and over again. And I have an amazing business that creates multiple six figures every single year. We are always going to come back to this question, because we are growing and evolving, just like Siobhan demonstrated so beautifully. And so what it is that most lights us up, and what it is that we see we most want to support people with, is going to evolve too. Now, rarely is it going to be such a dramatic shift that you're going to be like, I don't want to be a health coach anymore, I want to go teach barbecue cooking lessons. Like, probably not going to be that dramatic, although it could, right? There are multiple options. You know, some people decide that, you know what, I'm closing down my business, this isn't in alignment with me anymore, and I'm going to go here. Fine, totally fine. But guess what? They're going to start over again at these same questions. Who's my best ideal client for barbecue? What are they struggling with? Why do they want to learn how to, you know, cook great barbecue? Like, what is that going to solve? What is the problem that's going to solve for them? And here's what I want to say is, allow yourself to let your ideal client evolve without switching niches like we see people doing so often, right? You're like, oh, well, so-and-so is helping somebody with weight loss, so that is who I should serve because they're making money there. And so-and-so is a business coach, so maybe I should just teach people business because they're making money here. And so-and-so is this great meditation coach, so I should go do that here, right? And what I see happening a lot, and I really want to speak into this to you so you guys don't make the same mistake, is that people don't give themselves enough time to stick with one ideal client and get that honed and mastered and allow it to evolve, so that they know exactly how they're communicating with their ideal client in a way that is talking about what it is that they most want, which is chocolate, versus what we know that they need, which is broccoli. And this idea of chocolate and broccoli is something that really is going to help you communicate what it is that you do in a way that you do it in the way that you want to do it. So what do I mean by that? People who want to lose, weight, are absolutely, we know that they are going to need to change some sort of their eating habits if they're going through McDonald's every day, right? The chocolate is going to be, they want to feel confident and comfortable in their skin. That is, they want to lose some weight so that they can feel comfortable and confident about themselves and really love themselves in the way that, in the body that they're in, right? That's chocolate. Broccoli is, let me teach you how to create new healthy habits. Nobody wakes up in the morning and says, I can't wait to learn a new healthy habit today. That's broccoli. Are you going to teach them healthy habits? Hell yeah, you are. We're just not going to lead with that, right? It's going to be a part of your process, but that's broccoli. So when you're thinking about talking to your ideal client and communicating with them, it's important to differentiate between, are you talking to them about something that they really, really want right now, which is chocolate, or are you talking about something that you know that they need? You're going to give them both. Okay, this isn't like a bait and switch where we're going to be like, have this thing, and then we're never going to give them what they need. We're going to give them both. But people are looking for what's in it for them. I want you to write that down on your workbook. What's in it for me? What's in it for me? Whenever you create a post, whenever you are communicating anything with your ideal client, that's what they're thinking. What's in it for me? We all do that. You guys all did that before you even joined this Abundance Bootcamp. When you were deciding whether or not you wanted to join, you had the thought, well, what's in it for me? What am I going to learn? What is this going to teach me? How is this going to help me grow my business? Your ideal client is going to ask the same thing. So answer that question. What's in it for her? What's in it for her when she reads this post? What's in it for her? For those of you that are doing nurture events, and I teach nurture events inside of Activate Abundance, whether it's a 1-day nurture event, a 3-day nurture event, an online virtual event, an in-person talk, anything like that, in a way that cultivates community. What's in it for my clients? Why do they want to learn that? Is so that they can have a heart-centered way to enroll more clients to make impact in the lives of others without having to drag somebody across the finish line in 1-hour discovery sessions. So they don't have to, be the best salesperson and book all of these sales calls and know exactly what to say to overcome objections, because your nurture events do that for you. It's amazing, right? So I know that this is what's in it. When somebody joins me in Activate Abundance, what's in it for them is that they get to do it, they get to run their business, they get to create 6 figures in a way that is heart-centered, that allows them to show up naturally and authentic and have a simple process that they get to put on repeat. So we're going to take away the complication as well. Does anybody have a question around ideal client here? Anybody else? Thank you so much for sharing that, Siobhan. Tara said I need to brainstorm a little bit. Paige, what about you? I'm so glad to see you, and I love your purple jacket.
Yeah, thank you. I've been wondering, where does the things that light me up, and that is speaking and making connections and referrals with people I know are perfect for each other.
Yeah.
And how can that intersect with my ideal high-ticket clients?
Yeah.
And where might I find them?
Yeah. Yeah. So where we find them is going to be another conversation. We're actually going to talk about that on next Wednesday. So for those of you that I totally forgot about this, I didn't even let you guys know what the title was for bonus session. It is going to be, Kyle, will you put it in the chat? Because I forgot what I named it this morning, you guys. But basically what we're going to do is we're going to identify where our ideal client is and how to create an attraction process so that we're attracting our clients to them. So we're gonna absolutely know where it is that she is, and so that question, Paige, I'm definitely going to go more in depth. Creating your most profitable client attraction process. Thank you, Kyle.
I'm thinking of using virtual dinner parties with a health and wellness theme.
Yes. Oh my gosh, totally. So where to find them is a different question than, your ideal client, or where does it intersect? It's a good question. It's a question that needs to be answered. And so what we know, Paige, is that you really want to do collaborations. You want to be in community. You want to do visibility. So you like to be on video, right? If you want to do like a virtual thing, beautiful. And so now we want to take a look at how can you communicate your message to your people in the way that most lights you up. So definitely doing something, helping, what is it that your ideal client wants as a result? Like, what is it that she wants to walk away with? She doesn't necessarily want to join a virtual event. What is the solution that you can provide for her?
Connections with health practitioners who can give her the real whole person focused answers to her questions of her ongoing symptoms from brain injury.
Amazing, amazing. Okay, great. So that's what she wants. And so the reason, so you're going to communicate that, and then you're going to deliver it in a virtual experience. So the virtual experience is the delivery method that you're going to teach her this. But what you just said to me, Paige, is the actual result that she wants. And so the reason why she is going to show up to your virtual event is going to be so that she can have that result. So you get to talk about, gosh, are you struggling? And you know that doctors are only looking at you in this one way instead of taking the whole person into account. You know, are you struggling with a brain injury and you're not getting the level of support, and you don't have a community that allows you to, you know, be embraced and to help you navigate the nuances and the challenges that you're dealing with?
Yeah, my avatar is kind of another me 6 years ago.
Yes, absolutely. Absolutely. So think about, what were you struggling with back then, right? And what is it that you wanted? And so that's the result, right? What you struggled with back then is the pain point. What you want, and you said it beautifully right now. So definitely, if you, I think you probably have it already written down, and I know you've done some work with that, but you can always, you know, listen to the recording again to get that. But that's beautiful. That's what your ideal client wants. She wants to be seen as a whole person. She wants to be part of a community. She wants to feel loved. She wants to be, you know, shown a way that she can actually have this experience and recovery from brain surgery or traumatic brain injury in this specific way that you are going to help her with.
Yeah.
Amazing. How does that feel to you?
That feels good.
Awesome. Great. So the how to do that then is actually going to come a little bit later. The how is then, where do you find your client? The how is, how do you set up a virtual event so that you can actually teach this to your most ideal client? The how is also cultivating that community and where to cultivate that community. And that's really where I want to talk about cultivation of community. And all of you guys are here because you're heart-centered entrepreneurs. All of you are here. What I know about you is that you're here because you really want to make a difference and an impact in the lives of others. Otherwise, you wouldn't be here, because that's who I attract into my world. Now, there's multiple ways that you get to do this. And the way that I teach it, and the way that it works really well for me and really well for my clients, is to cultivate a community inside of Facebook and what I call Facebook groups. Now, that doesn't mean that that's the only way that you can do this. Sure, you can go do paid ads. You can absolutely go do these SEO optimizations for your website. You can build a website. You can, you know, do a multitude of other things. But what you need, and what I knew that people didn't have, and this is what allowed me to create such a successful business, is a home base. A home base. So this is not just an Instagram or a LinkedIn or a Pinterest or even a business page on Facebook. This is a home base where I get to cultivate and build community and connections with the people that I am most lit up to serve. And it's free. You guys are all here. This is all free. The Facebook community, those of you that are here in my Facebook community, it's free, because what's important to me is to come from a place of generosity and service, to give value as a way to build know, like, trust. And that works so much better than trying to come up with the exact right piece of content that is going to sell somebody, or to try to sell somebody in a 1-hour strategy session. And I've done it. I've been there. I've done it. And when I stopped trying to create a sale from somebody who was cold, who didn't have that know, like, trust with me, into a buyer and like, hey, let me just give you a free coaching session, when it wasn't really about a free coaching session. It was about inviting people, trying to get them to say yes to my 90-day program, right? I know that's what we're all taught. just book discovery sessions and then invite them into your 90-day program. That didn't feel aligned for me because it wasn't authentic for me. It wasn't really about helping somebody. It was actually about how am I going to convince them and persuade them and overcome their objections to say yes to working with me in a 90-day program. And I'm a no for that. Okay. Even today, when I have conversations with people, I don't do 1-hour discovery sessions anymore. I have clarity calls. And so I get to serve and nurture first. And then if somebody's interested in my offer, they're already pre-qualified. And so the conversation is about the actual offer because they already have an experience of know, like, trust with me. That's what I teach to my clients. So if that's what resonates for you, that is what I teach inside of my program. And we just opened up enrollment for Activate Abundance. We're opening up enrollment today. So if this is a method, Tara's like, boop, boop. If this is a method that you want to learn, and if you are also a heart-centered entrepreneur that is looking on cultivating relationships instead of making more sales calls and overcoming objections, I'm going to share with you about how you can join me inside of Activate Abundance. I've got a couple of things that I want to share with you today. Hannah, you had come off your screen for just a minute. And so I just want to check in with you and see if you had a question about Ideal Client. Hi. Oh, you're on mute. I still can't hear you, Hannah. Helen, did you have a question? I got to see you now.
Do you see me?
I do see you. Hi.
I don't see myself. I'm eating nuts and on my phone. I can't, my video is like weird. I don't have a question. I just figured I'd go on video, but I didn't know you could see me.
That's okay. That's okay.
Eating.
Typically when somebody comes off video, that's like, I'm like, oh, they might have a question. So I just want to check in. Okay. Hannah, if you do have a question and you're having trouble with your audio, if you could just pop it in the chat and I will circle back around to that. Okay. Awesome. 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 So Ideal Clients, we talked about energetic alignment yesterday and how important that was, right? And this is a process that is energetically aligned with the way that you most want to build your business. She doesn't have a question. Okay. Awesome. Great. I just didn't want to leave you out, Hannah. Okay. So what I want to do is I want to share my screen with you. There's Helen. Because this is what I want to share with you about Activate Abundance. So Activate Abundance is about allowing you to be your most authentic self as a heart-centered wellness coach, holistic practitioner, somebody who wants to make a big impact in the world, in the lives of other people. And look, when I say big impact, that doesn't mean that you have to like get in front of 10,000 people unless you want to. It's about you tuning into what is most important to you for your happiness, your passion, because success is not all about money. Abundance is a combination of feeling happy, feeling sustainable, and allowing you to have some time freedom and some income freedom as well. And that is what I teach inside of Activate Abundance. Nobody really comes and says, like, what if you were to say, what is the definition of success? Rarely are you going to hear someone say, oh, well, I just want to make, $1 million. That's going to be my level of success, because what we know is that $1 million doesn't necessarily create happiness. You can build $1 million business and be exhausted, stressed out, burned out with a marriage that's falling apart. And that doesn't equal success. So you get to be who it is that you are as the heart-centered entrepreneur. And you get to have abundance, which is an abundance of time to do what it is that you want to do. It is a happy marriage. It is time to unplug and take care of you. I take the last week off every single month. This week is an exception. This month is an exception because I'm here and I'm teaching this to you guys. But typically the last week off for me, I don't take any client calls, and I go and I have a retreat, and my husband and I, we go away once a month for a weekend so that we can connect. It's important that we get to build a business that allows us to have time freedom. And so I just want to let you know that this is what Activate Abundance is about, is how do we get to do that? So If this is a frustration for you, if you are unsure about what actions to take that make income in your business, that actually make a difference in your business, this is what we teach inside of Activate Abundance, because I know it's a noisy world. Like, you guys are bombarded in DMs, in Facebook, on Instagram. Everybody's telling you that this is the one right way to do the thing. And what I want to share with you is that there's not just one right way. There's the one right way for you that aligns with you and your heart and the way that you want to build a business. Okay. Do Facebook ads work? Yes, they do work. And you have to be in a position in your business to fund them. So I don't teach Facebook ads, because my people are new coaches or people that are not yet at 6 figures. And you don't want to start spending money on Facebook ads if you're not already at $250,000 or $500,000 in business. It's not smart. Okay. Plus, unless you know who your ideal client is and you've got that working organically really, really well, you're going to be losing money on Facebook ads. So there is, all of these are going to work, but is it a way that you feel lit up in order to show up and to serve your client? Because it matters the way that you work your business. If you feel like you're lost in a sea of tech and marketing and chasing the next bright, shiny object, I get it. I've been there too. And what I want to do is simplify this for you so that you've got a simple strategy so you know what actions to take and when that are the true income generators in your business. If you really want to serve and meet your ideal clients, your dream clients, we're going to do that too. And I'm going to help you understand how it is that you actually serve them with generosity and value that builds know, like, trust, because that is what converts people to want to work with you. Know, like, trust is the most important thing. And so I want to teach you how you get to do that in a way that is going to give people value, help them to create wins and epiphanies, so that they can actually see that you are their person. You are their person. And if you want this to be consistent, not just the blips of income, but a consistent income that happens over and over and over each month, that means that you need to have a simple system and a structure set up. That doesn't mean that you are going to be compressed in some way into like this tiny cubbyhole. Structure and having a system is like that riverbank that allows your intuition and the feminine piece of where you want to go to flow. So this is a balance of both. This is a balance of a masculine structure, because you need the practical how-tos, right? Like, I know you guys are like, yes, and I need the practical how-tos. Like, tell me what to do first, second, third, fourth. We need the practical how-tos. And we also want the flexibility to tap into our intuition and to, open to what is another, the next right step for me to take as well. So we need the both of the balance and the structure, because the structure allows us to flow in our business. And if you're unsure about how to do that in order to create a wellness business, now we get a choice. And this is really what I want you guys to notice. Making a decision in your business in your wellness requires making a choice. Think about, something that you've done in the past. Say you, wanted to get healthier in some way, shape, or form. You made a choice. You made a decision. You weren't just like sitting on the fence and not doing anything. You were either doing something the same and getting the same results over and over and over and over again, or you were making a decision to learn something new that took you in a different a different direction. When we're sitting on the fence, when we're not making a decision, what ends up happening is that we're not going either place. We're not going left, we're not going right, we're staying here, we're staying stuck, we're not moving at all. I want you to make a move in one shape or form. You either get to decide to continue to do it the same way you've been doing it and get the same results, or you can do it differently. And you can learn how to do it differently. And if that means working with me, amazing. Come join me inside of Activate Abundance. But it doesn't have to be me. I want you to find the person that is going to give you the support in a way that you most align with. There are a multitude of coaches out there. I want you to find somebody that supports you to get the results that you want in a way that aligns with you. And so if you like what you see and hear in me, I would love to have you inside of Activate Abundance. if you like the way, the energy that I show up in and the way that I serve and nurture my clients, I want to teach that to you. And I would love to have you join me inside that program. And if you're unsure, let's hop on a clarity call. Remember, a clarity call is not a sales call that I'm going to try to convince or persuade you into. I don't do that with my clients. My only intention on this call is to help you make an empowered decision about whether this is the right fit for you and now. And if it's not the right fit for you now, it's not a problem. I'm going to help you get clear on what is a right fit for you right now. And I'm going to help you go in that direction and get it. But I want you to make a decision and I want you to make a choice. I don't want you to stay stuck where you are now, because if you don't move from where you are right now, nothing is going to change. Right? You know that too with your clients, right? How are you going to help your clients cross the finish line and actually make a change if they don't make a decision? How are you going to be a support and a stand for your ideal clients if you yourself don't embrace that and make a decision in your own benefit? Okay. So what is available to all of us? We all get to have connection. We all get to have support and nourishment and abundance and accountability and a proven process. And that is part of the foundations of building a thriving and a sustainable business. It's not just about more money. This is about allowing you to be well paid in a way that feels really, really good to you. Okay, so Activate Abundance is truly a business accelerator program, but it's more than just that. It is an implementation program. So I'm not going to throw a whole bunch of theory at you. You are going to have simple, practical steps so that you know what to take, when to do it. And again, this is for you if you're a coach and a wellness practitioner who wants to make people their priority, who wants to have a heart-centered, repeatable system and strategy with live support. If you want to be part of a community of women that are also a stand for one another, right? I shared with you that story about me being in Washington, D.C. with my grandmother. That is so empowering. And still to this day, I am in community with women. Not only do I create my own community, but I'm also in other communities. Paige, I get to be in a Thought Leader Academy with you, right? So I want to share just a story that kind of represents this a little bit more about how important community is. And this story I actually just read this week, and it is in a book by Wayne Dyer. Most of you know Dr. Wayne Dyer. And he wrote a book called The Power of Intention. And he shares a story in there that just like spoke to my heart and represented so profoundly, you know, what it is that I like to create in my communities. And he was sharing how he went to this dinner, and it was a dinner for the parents of this school for disabled children. And he was actually doing a talk for them. And he was like, why is it that, you know, my son is struggling in this way? And, you know, he was asking some really hard questions. And after the dinner, he was walking home with his son. And or maybe it was a lunch, because they were walking along and his son saw these kids his age that were playing baseball. And he said to his dad, you know, I would like to play. And he knew as the father that they probably wouldn't want him on their team because he was disabled. And yet he went over and he asked one of the kids there, hey, my son would like to play, you know, could you include him in your game? And the kid said, well, you know, it's like the 8th inning and we're losing anyway. So yeah, come on, you know, we'll put him up, you know, at last at bat, and he can at least feel like he was, you know, on the team and participating in this. And so what ended up happening was that the team that was losing ended up creating more runs, and they had the bases loaded and they were down by like 1 run. And so the next hit was going to decide whether or not this team won or whether this team lost. And it was time for him to come up to bat. And so here's this child who is disabled. He's coming up to bat and he swings and he misses. And so one of the fellows on his team come up and stand next to him and help him hold the bat so that he can know how to swing it. He didn't even really know how to swing a bat well. And the pitcher on the other team, this makes me so emotional thinking about this story. The pitcher on the other team lobs the ball to him so that he can hit it. And he strikes, and he doesn't hit it the second time. So the pitcher grabs the ball and he gets closer. He moves his position forward. This is the other team. right? This is the other team that wants to win. And he moves closer and he lobs it to him and he hits the ball and they tell him, run to first base. And he doesn't, so he's running to first base and his teammate is with him and runs to first base with him. And then he stops, he's on first base. And then the outfielder who caught it, instead of throwing it to the first baseman, actually throws it to the right fielder because he saw the intention of what the pitcher was. The pitcher wanted this kid to succeed. And so they tell him, run to second base. He runs to second base. And then the shortstop on the other team turns him around and says, run to third base. He runs to third base. And then they all come around him and they help him run home. That's community. It was not about winning the game. It was about how do we lift each other up? Instead of competition, how do we lift each other up? How do we support each other in a way that allows everybody to win? And I guarantee you that the kids on both of those teams, regardless of whether they were on the winning team or the losing team, felt like they all won. And that is what community is about. And that is what I want to offer you inside of Activate Abundance. It is community, and it is a community full of heart-centered entrepreneurs that are about making a difference in the lives of others and about lifting each other up and about helping each other and collaborating with each other versus being in competition. This is not another DIY course either. So this is not something where you're going to download a whole bunch of pre-recorded videos and try to implement it on your own. This is a high-level coaching program, and I have put a team of experts that are focused on helping you take action and implement the pieces. So again, we've got a team. It's not just me. There are associate coaches that want you to win, and they will be working with you every single month. We've got experts that are going to help you every single quarter, depending on what it is that they're genius in, and they are all live. I'm not just giving you recorded replays. We are all here because we want you to win. We are all here because we want you to succeed. The step-by-step experience that I share with you inside of Activate Abundance is going to help you identify who are the people that are waiting in the wings to work with you. Okay, it's also going to give you the proven strategies that you can always use to generate income, not just quickly, but also long-term. I'm going to help you master the art of making an offer in a way that doesn't feel salesy. And that's really, really important, because if you feel salesy, then they're going to feel like something is off as well. And if you're feeling salesy or unsure about your value that you're bringing to people, then that energy is going to come through as well. I'm going to help you understand how to create short-term cash in your business so that you can create cash quickly in the short term, but also how you do that with a long-term strategy that actually builds a sustainable business. Okay, and you will receive proven strategies. You'll receive accountability, community support. You will have templates. You will have swipe files. You will have accountability measures, so you know what are the actions to take in your business on a daily and a weekly basis that is going to help you serve your ideal clients and invite them to work with you so that they actually get the results. Here's the bottom line. Every single one of you deserve to be well paid for sharing your unique brilliance with others. It would not be on your heart right now to serve other people if there were not people that were already looking for you. Okay, you are not more spiritual if you give away your gifts for free. As a matter of fact, when you allow yourself to receive, that means that you're going to be able to do so much more. Okay. All of you are wellness entrepreneurs, right? In some way, shape, or form. You know that women have a tendency to give. We also know that breast cancer is on the rise out there, and the majority of that comes from the overgiving, right? We're natural nurturers, but we tend to overgive at the expense of ourselves. Siobhan spoke into that and why it's so important for her to help her ideal client with this. You have to allow yourself to receive, and you deserve to receive by sharing your gifts and your unique brilliance and helping those people get results. You get to claim that. Okay. So here's what some of the live support looks like. Because, if you're like me, I absolutely want community, but I want to hear a little bit more of the details. So we're going to start off actually with a 90-minute one-on-one session, you and me. This is going to be a strategy session. We're going to dive in and get you really, really clear around your ideal client, on your pricing, on your offers, and plan out a 90-day strategy session for you. So that's you and me. You're going to get 2 of those over the course of 6 months. So this is a 6-month accelerator program. So you get my eyes, my ears, my heart, one-on-one with you for 2 strategy sessions. You're also going to get me live for 3 weeks out of every month. Okay, the 4th week I take off, and the 4th week is an integration week for you. But we're going to have 3 live calls. I'm going to teach you my entire Soulful Abundance system. So the entire 6 steps you are going to get to have, and you get to have that for life. It's a membership portal. All of the materials that I share with you, all of the emails, all of the swipe files, all of the templates, everything that I teach, all of the recorded sessions, you get that forever. Okay. You're also going to have 30-minute one-on-one coaching sessions with an accountability coach. And this is specifically to help you implement what it is that you're learning. We don't want you to try to sneak out the back door. Once you join with me, you're going all in, and we're going to make sure that we walk with you so that you're taking action, because that's the way that you're going to get results, right? Information does not equal implementation. And if you don't implement, you will not have a transformation in your business. You must take action, and we want to support you to take that action. You're going to get 2 90-day business plan sessions. So together, we're going to dive in as a group, and we're going to create a 90-day profit plan for you. So you know, again, this is what I'm going to do, and this is how I'm going to create the income that I want to generate. And 90 days is really important, rather than let's looking at it at a year. We're going to be able to really get specific and help you do that. You're going to get 2 live profit seat coaching sessions in each month as well. So in addition to the 3 live trainings where I'm teaching you the system, we also have 2 profit seat calls every single month, which means you can come and ask me anything at all. And I'm going to coach you around that. And then you're also going to have a group of experts. And I want to share with you the experts that you get to have, because they're amazing experts. I have worked personally with each and every one of these experts, and I've invited them in here for a reason, because I know that what they do is powerful. And I wish I would have had all of these people in one place, so we didn't have to pay for them individually, right? Like, think about, hiring a business coach, a mindset coach, a strategy coach, a thought leader coach, a copywriter, a marketing coach. Like, that's what I did. And I've worked with the best of the best, and I'm bringing them all here inside of Activate Abundance to teach you. So we've got Jessica Cruson, and she owns her own marketing and advertising agency. She's going to help you with advertising. We've got Laura Mishington. She is an amazing copywriter. She's going to help you understand how you create copy that speaks to your ideal client, that guides them to convert as a buyer. Laura Cannell, she is a thought leader expert. I love her. She's going to share the power of getting your message out into the world. Liz Nicholas is my personal mindset coach still, and she's going to help you get dialed in on the mindset pieces that are important for us to actually show up and implement and be aligned with abundance versus scarcity. And then we have Kayla Jetta. She is an amazing heart-centered sales coach. She talks about, she's going to teach you how to partner with people instead of trying to overcome objections. And then we've got, who else do we have? Samantha. Oh my goodness, Samantha Schmuck. Amazing. She's all about high performance. So she is going to help you stay tapped into what sources you so that you can build a sustainable business, so you don't get burned out, and so that you don't kind of lose yourself in the plethora of overwhelm that can tend to come in when we're first starting to build our business. You're also going to have again, a personal coach, and we've got Vicki Furman, and we've got Danny, and we've got people that have been through, these are coaches that have actually been through the Activate Abundance program, as well as the level 2 program, so that they know the process, they know the system. And I'm really, really excited to share this with you guys. For those of you that stayed and didn't pop off, I heard a couple people popping off, you guys are going to love this, and you're going to be really, really excited about this. This is the first time ever I've offered this. And I know sometimes that if you're thinking, yeah, this sounds amazing. Yes, I'm a heart. Yes, but I don't know how to pay for it. This is for you. I am going to give everybody who joins Activate Abundance a free training. It's called the Cash Infusion Bootcamp. It's a 4-week live training program to help you create quick cash flow in your wellness business and impact for your ideal clients. This is going to happen before we even start Activate Abundance. So for the month of June, it's going to be 4 weeks. You're going to have more cash flow in your business. You're going to have enhanced clarity. You're going to take action from the abundance mindset without grinding and the hustle. So in this, I'm going to share with you my special blueprint. It's called Shine Wealthy, and it is the way, it's a short-term way that we're going to create a cash infusion in our business. Again, you get the live training sessions with me. It's all live and it will be recorded. You'll have an exclusive course workbook that's created just for you and just for this program. And you're also going to have accountability in small groups to increase your inspiration and the action steps. Okay. Plus, I'm adding in here the abundance journal and a special planner called How to Add 100 Leads to Your List, because we want to build and grow our audience. You get all of that for free. Now, if you are a hell yes for Activate Abundance and you want this too, Kyle is going to drop the link where you can go to the page and learn more and actually enroll. All you need is $500 to hold your spot. I'm only taking 15 people into Activate Abundance, and that is so I can deliver the high level of touch that I am known for. I provide wraparound support, and it's really, really important to me that I am able to do that in a sustainable way. If you are unsure about whether Activate Abundance is for you right now and you want to book a call with me, let's do that too. I'm happy to share that with you. And if you know that you would rather start here, the Cash Infusion Bootcamp, you can join that as well. It's $1,000, pay in full, or you can make 3 monthly payments of $444. So you get a place to start. Either way, if you join Activate Abundance, you get the Cash Infusion Bootcamp for free. And if you just want to learn how to create a cash infusion, you can join me here with that as well. Okay, so there's 2 ways that you can do this. If we were to add up everything here that is inside of Activate Abundance, it actually would be well over $37,000. And that is, again, I wanted to take the guesswork out of you having to hire all these individual coaches. The investment for Activate Abundance is available, and this is a very special rate. Typically, the investment in this program normally is $10,000, but for until June 1st or until the 15 spots sell out, you can get it for $2,000 off. So it's $8,000 pay in full. You get the Cash Infusion Bootcamp. You also are going to get a 10-module marketing and copywriting course that converts, as well as the Abundance Journal. I'm going to give you 103 Facebook group posts so that you can start building a highly engaged community right away. Or you can put $500 down today to save your spot and make 6 monthly payments of $1,333. And for those of you that want more of me, if you want my eyes and my ears with you every single month, and you want more access, personal Voxer access to me, you can join the VIP upgrade. And that is an option for you as well. You get monthly one-on-one coaching, not only with your accountability coach, but me as well. Okay, I am going to stop the share and just see, how are you guys doing? Do you have any questions for me about Activate Abundance or about the Cash Infusion Bootcamp?
Have you ever set up anything with anyone else or been part of a thing like a partnership in a program and say funding the person organizing it to get it put together?
I'm trying to understand your question, Paige. So can you ask me that again? I'm sorry, I'm not following what the question is.
I'm trying to figure out what it is too, but something like, would you, like if I had guest expert practitioners in my program,
Mhm.
and could I potentially bring on someone well-versed in health business coaching to help me out in exchange for revenue share down the road?
Absolutely. Yes, absolutely. Yeah, that's a good question. So really what you're talking about is your group program and bringing on people that not only could support that group program, but, you know, a revenue share in that way. So yes, that is something that you could do inside of your group program.
Even to get something going like your program?
Yeah, so are you, I think what I'm understanding is that you would like to build your group program in a similar way so that you have guest experts coming in to help you with deliver some value that is over and above what you deliver to your clients. Is that correct?
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. Yes, I love this model because this is based on community as well, right? Like I know what I'm really, really good at, and I'm going to teach you what I'm really, really good at. And I am also not a marketing expert. I know a lot about marketing, but I'm not a marketing expert. I want the marketing expert to teach you marketing. I want the copywriting expert to teach you copywriting. I want the mindset expert to support you even more with the abundance mindset principles that I'm teaching you. So yes, absolutely. For any of you who are interested in building a group program, this is a great model. And so, but if you're not there yet, don't feel like you have to do it this way. I'm just answering Paige's question.
So yes, I would have other guest expert practitioners like a functional neurologist, and I would really like to connect with a nutritional psychiatrist, among others.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you could totally do that. That is, that would be something that you would want to work with. And again, it just depends on, where you are, Paige. I know that Sarah could definitely help you with that if you've got a one-on-one call with Sarah, or if you want to join Activate Abundance, I can help you plan those out on our one-on-one sessions. Yeah. Kyle, could you drop the link for a clarity call? Tanya says she would like to have a clarity call. Thank you, Tanya. I'm so glad to talk to you. By the way, I've got plenty of time open this week and next week for anybody who wants to hop on a call to just, have my eyes and ears on whether or not this is going to be a good fit for you. Awesome. Thank you, Kyle. Great. Siobhan, Sandy, Samantha, Hannah, do you guys have any questions whatsoever that I could answer for you? If this is a heart yes for you, and you know that you want to do this and you're just unsure about how to pay for it, book a clarity call with me and I will help you brainstorm some ideas. And remember that you are also going to be going inside of the cash infusion boot camp to really help you create cash quickly within that first month before we even start the program. Sandy, did you have a question? No, okay, cool. Awesome. All right, so typically what ends up happening whenever we're looking at something that we want to do is our brain is like, don't do it. Like, these are all the reasons why I shouldn't invest. These are all the reasons why I shouldn't do it. So I just want to affirm that if that's what's coming up for you right now, you're totally normal. You have a human brain and it's all okay. Some questions that I want you to ask yourself so that the ego and the critter brain is not in this protection mode, because again, it doesn't want us to do anything different, even if it's going to help us, because it wants us to stay in the comfort zone. The comfort zone is it knows how it's going to survive. Okay. So in order to get out of our comfort zone, we're going to feel a little wonky. It's going to feel a little shaky. Okay. So ask yourself a couple questions. Ask yourself, would this support help you move the needle forward in your business, not just in 6 months, but long-term? What is the long-term return on investment that you're going to get with this? If you have a simple, repeatable system and you've got lifetime access to it, how is this going to benefit you in creating income in your business over and over and over and over again? Okay. While I can't say I guarantee everybody these specific results, what I can say is that if you trust in yourself to take action, and if you bring in just 3 to 4 clients within the next 6 months, you will have absolutely gotten your return on investment. Okay, because we are going to be helping you build out a high or premium offer, high tier offer. Okay, and by the way, come back tomorrow because we're going to talk more about that. Okay, and if you also are wondering, I don't know if I have much time, is this gonna, how much time is this gonna take? I've got kids, I've got another job, I've got fill in the blank, I'm not sure if I can do this now. Time is not a barrier. Time is, we get to choose how we use our time. And so I just want to share that there is never, ever, your brain, your critter brain is never going to be like, this is the right time. It will always look for reasons why it's not the right time because it doesn't want you to make any changes. So know that you get to decide how you're going to use your time in a way that's going to support you. And I'll help you with that as well. Like we'll take a look at your schedule. That's something that we absolutely do. We actually come up with a 90-day sacred self-care plan. So you know what actions to take so that you are fully sourced. Okay. And if you need to talk this over with a spouse or a partner, 100% support you on that. What I want to share with you is that the way that you're actually moving into this conversation is important. Our spouses want us to be happy. And if we are coming to them going, I'm not sure if I should spend this money or not, I don't know if I like, they're going to be like, hell no, don't do it. Don't do it, because they know that you're not confident about it. However, if you are interested in this because you know it's a heart yes for you, then what you get to do is say, this is important to me because this is going to help me build my business, short-term, long-term. This is going to impact the way that it's going to affect our life. It's going to allow me to contribute to my family more. It's going to allow me to contribute to the vacation fund. It's going to allow us to do more fun things together when my business starts getting going. And what I know is that I need business support. I need support in order to do this. Nobody who runs a business does it on their own. Nobody. We all have support. All of us. And it doesn't even matter if you're a coach or not. If you're a CEO, you've got support. If you're opening up a franchise, you have support. But we all have to have support to build and grow our business. Okay, so I want you to ask yourself, if you had support, what's predictable to happen in your business? If you allowed yourself to have that support. Okay, all right, that's what I got for you today. Come back tomorrow. We're going to be talking about building out a compelling offer that is going to be that you want to get in front of your ideal clients. That's the next step here. And if you want a clarity call, please click the link below, book a clarity call with me. And then if you have not yet registered for the VIP option, please register for the VIP option, because next Wednesday, we're going to be creating something very, very special. And that is, how are you going to get in front of and create your process for helping you take your client and attract your client and take them to become a buyer in a way that feels a little bit more natural and easy too. Okay. Thank you for being here. You're welcome, Tanya. It was so good to see you, Siobhan. Sandy, I'm so glad finally I got to see you instead of just emailing you back and forth. Hannah, Samantha, thank you for being here. And again, if you want to reach out to me on Facebook, please feel free to reach out to me on Facebook. And I will chat with you guys soon. See you back here tomorrow, 1 o'clock. Bye.